Good morning. It's July 12th, 2025, and I've been asked a couple of questions by customers and sometimes people that have watched these videos online about the effects of mineralization, because lately there's been a lot of air testing, or too much of it, without regard to real world conditions. And as far as I'm concerned, a detector's ability or performance in the air is only one little indicator with all these various type of air tests, whether it's a Monty board test or a Professor Calabash's test in his backyard over all those targets. The main thing to remember is that the degree of mineralization will affect the overall detector's performance. Not to mention that you've got EMI of all types in the air, nearby detectorists who could affect it. So I'm going to go to default my display board with various targets, and I'm going to show you what mineralization can do. Now, this container I have is it's not too high. It's about 4 inches. Got about 2.5 inches of black sand. And I'm going to take a very popular metal detector here. And this is nothing against the brands, because I was an Nokta dealer and XP dealer, Minelab dealer, you name them all. But I've got this legend right here. And this is typical of all detectors, most all detectors that are induction balance or VLF. And I'm going to go over the black sand, make sure we're balanced. Okay, and as you can see, no audio response. Here's a small ring. And we have a typical tab. And I got a larger man's wedding band. It's coming at this angle. It's giving a 37. Okay, so this is my point. Okay, with the the black sand container over the gold wedding band. Let me adjust the zoom here. There we go. Now watch what happens. So at any angle, and you can see that the black sand has attenuated or reduced the signal of the gold wedding band down to nothing. So my point being, in real world conditions, you're going to have these variations of performance. And what I like to do is I like to watch these YouTube videos on these influencers, whether it's Dan the Magnet Man from Monterey, or Pirate Mike, or the Calabash Digger from the Carolinas. I note when they're out there on the beaches, primarily, how deep those targets are. Whether they're 1 scoop, 2 scoop, 3 scoops, multiple scoops, and not just a miss. And what I'm noticing is that multi-frequency detectors, although they're quiet on the splash line, they can kind of have their performance degraded when they're up against, black sand, heavier mineral conditions. Even salt water can diminish the detector's ability in as far as air test performance and reaching out there. That can be diminished too. So just bear that in mind, and that's why the manufacturers give you controls, adjustability. And the best thing to do is to stabilize your detector so you're not chasing after false signals. And bear in mind that some ferrous targets and some non-ferrous targets can shift all over the place due to the mineralization bridging to the target. And that's why I see a lot of lately manicores digging a lot of TED stakes. I adjust my detectors so I don't have to dig those. Yet I want the very best in performance under the gold and silver. Anyway, that was my thought of the day. And this, although I'm using the Legend, it applies to the XPs, the Mine Labs, Rudis, Tersace MDT8000, which I use, doesn't have that problem. It'll see right through it, and then later video I'll show you. But for right now, this is Greg, the Peninsula Treasure Hunter, saying see you later.